one of Germany's most popular tourist attractions, is in that red brick building behind me. On this video, I'm going to take you inside and take you around a wonderful miniature world. But I'm really looking forward most of all to seeing one of their new models, which I think we'll find has a tiny inaccuracy. I'll also tell you how much it cost me. Speaking of cost, we need to get down there because I think there's a chance I might have to pay a little bit more to get inside. So why do I think this is going to cost me a little bit more? Well, I booked it all online. The email said the right date, but now I've just had one of those little tickets that you get on your phone. Here it is on the screen, and it's got yesterday's date. Now I suspect it's because it's a 24-hour ticket and it started late yesterday to cover today, but if not, I'm about to pay a bit more to get inside. Well, wish me luck. Let's give it a go.
The dream of Frederick and Gerrit Braun, Miniatur Wunderland has attracted more than 25 million visitors since it first opened back in 2001. Now, what about the ticket? Well, it wasn't an issue at all. So if you have a similar thing happen to you and you see the date and you think it might be wrong, you'll be fine, I'm sure, just like me. Now, after getting into the experience, before I could see the models, of course, you need to go through the souvenir shop.
So I had to pay to leave my bag downstairs. How much that is on the screen now, but we're going to get inside and have a look around.
After taking in Berlin's Olympic Stadium, and we'll see another stadium a little later on, it was on to Provence, and then the main goal for me of this trip, the chance to see Monaco set out for its Grand Prix. As you quickly experience, the models go through the full 24-hour cycle, so you can see it at day and at night.
I've got to say the Formula One at Monaco is really good. My only critique, if you look very carefully here, is that the cars can come through the grid to get to the front. I know it's a small point, but you don't do that.
There are other deliberate inaccuracies, including a portable toilet taking part in the race. But I also love this attention to detail, like TV screens showing the race live as it happened. But how good does Monaco look at night? Maybe, just maybe, Formula One could look at a night race there. That would be pretty spectacular. What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you agree.
From Formula One, we move on to the Italian coast quite appropriately.
First, the railway takes us along the Italian coast before we head into the capital city, Rome. And yes, what a job they've done here. After Rome, arguably Italy's second most famous city, Venice, which, like everywhere else, you can see at day and night. Next up, Switzerland with this quirky, quacky cargo. Followed by this music festival. And then this group of people is waiting for a midnight eruption.
Time for a breather from this, time for lunch, and then hopefully when we come back, it'll be a little bit quieter. You never know, we might be lucky.
Miniatur Wunderland is split across two buildings via this walkway, and I'll take you through some of what is on show on the opposite side. But after an early morning flight for the UK, I had one thing on my mind: lunch. The drink, burger and coleslaw cost me this much. While you're watching this video, go on, tickle the old subscribe button. I've plenty more places to take you, including this amazing German island and an interesting railway journey from Hamburg to Sweden. Shackleton's stranded ship says that we're in the Southern Ocean and Antarctica. Then it's across the infamous Drake's Passage to Patagonia, and ultimately a spectacular railway ride up to a glacier. In a minute, we'll go further north in South America to Brazil, but first I had to have a go at virtual reality. It was part of my ticket.
Well, clearly I couldn't show you that, but I guess it was enjoyable. It was a little weird. In a room about half the size of a tennis court, and you're walking around and you can see the other people in their stories by their red outlines moving near you, and you kind of pause when they go across your storyline. I would say though that if you suffer from motion sickness, definitely not for you. I'm pleased I did it. I'm not sure I'm rushing back to do it again.
A statue of Christ the Redeemer can only mean one thing: Rio and the Copacabana beach, which is glorious in all its amazing detail. A tram ride through the city and up to the favelas is then followed by another stadium. A stadium not for football, but with it being Rio, it's for carnival. I should add, we've still one more stadium to take in this video.
Up here you can have a little look at some historic scenes, including bits from the French Revolution.
One of my personal favourites was this, a divided city, Checkpoint Charlie, between East and West Berlin.
As we head back to the main part of the exhibition, I hadn't noticed this little railway along the bridge that's overlooking here.
One of the things I love about this place is you're encouraged to lean in close and take a look. There's even a raised step for children. For me, and I'm sure many others, one of the undoubted star exhibits is this, the airport. It is extraordinary in its scale, but also in its very tiny detail, which you can see in the day and night. Believe it or not, there's even a timetable for the departures and arrivals. Whilst traditional aircraft dominate, there are a couple of surprises, including the Millennium Falcon, which I didn't see, and this bee, or is it a wasp? How about something a little bit more traditional leaving? There's even a nod to history and Concord. Who wouldn't have wanted to fly on Concord? Now, which other aircraft or flying objects would you like to see at this airport when you visit? Let me know in the comments.
And how do you control all of those models on display? This is how you do it.
Next up, a French chateau and an industrial landscape. And then we move on to Hamburg Stadium, which has staged this derby between Hamburg and the local rival St. Pauli more than 750,000 times. At the moment, in terms of wins, Hamburg's ahead. Any guesses where we've arrived now? Yes, Las Vegas, which looks great in the day, but as ever, just like the city itself, the darker it gets, the more spectacular. It even has a drive-in movie theatre where they seem to be watching Angry Birds. Our final region, Scandinavia, and this mine in a wintry setting. And then turn around and a slightly different landscape from Scandinavia beckons.
The question I need to answer for you is, should you come to Hamburg and visit that? If you love models and you love modelling, I'm amazed you haven't been, because you could probably spend the whole weekend there and still not have had enough time to look around, because the detail is incredible. The scale also is amazing. If you're not into modelling, I still think you'll get a lot from it. The cost is on the screen now, and I think that's a pretty good cost considering I could have spent all my day in there. As for the VR, I enjoyed it as a one-off. I'm not sure I'd want to do it again. It didn't really float my boat. Finally, here is the cost of the food as well for what I ate when I was in there. So overall, this is the cost of spending, about 5 hours having a look around that miniature world. Definitely one to add to your bucket list.